Okay, so I originally recorded this video as something that as like a progressive recording thing where I record a bit and work on it more and then explain what I did and all that kind of stuff. That didn't work out really well. Towards the end, I just built this 2D platformer, which this is what this is, and I didn't record it. So I instead am going to record this time looking at this final project and trying to kind of explain it, but more just show it off to uh you know you. So basically, the movement system is kind of like that of the puzzle thing I did here. I need to quickly make this work. The problem with NOR latches or whatever they're called, I think that's kind of what they're called, is that if you have like a NOR latch here, the way you have to build a NOR latch, or still I don't know what it's called, is have two NOR gates here and hook them up together like this with an AND gate right here, because you cannot hook two logic gates together like that. It's just gonna undo the connection. And in real life you can, but whatever, that's fine. You take this NOR latch right now, it's freaking out. I'll put a button and I'll hook these up to the NOR latch, and it's freaking out. But if I turn it off and I put it on the left, and then like uh then it's going to continue freaking out because it doesn't know if it since because putting on the left removes its like previous knowledge, making it not know if it's on or off, and it's just gonna freak out like this. So that's what happens with the um with that kind of stuff. So that's why I have to fix it like this. There's a way to set it so when you spawn it in, it will make the NOR latches be a certain like on or off, but I didn't do that, and that will take time. Anyways, I turned this on, and basically it uses the I didn't put a thing down here. So basically it uses the same movement kind of stuff here. I'll actually just do it here. This is on now. If I do right, then the middle one's on. If I do down, the bottom one's down. Right, the bottom left, I mean bottom right, it's on. So it basically just is a movement, a way to make things move. So that works pretty well. I made it bigger. This is now a 6x6 grid, cell grid, and it used to be a 3x3. Anyways, that's the player movement. I use spud guns here. Okay, I'll explain why I use spud guns with this thing right here that I made. What I'm building right now is something I'd call a limiter. If I have a button and I hook it up to a timer, a XOR gate, and an AND gate, then have the timer be hooked up to the XOR and the XOR hooked up to the and set the timer to be however long I want the pulse length to be, then this AND gate will only be on for a very small amount of time. I can have a light here just to make it easier to see. But basically, I would call this a limiter. What happens though is if I do a really small amount, a really small pulse, then it's going to only be on for a really small amount of time, which I don't want. That can mess up my machinery kind of stuff, because if I plug put this into a NOR gate, which is basically a NOR latch, which is basically what my whole entire thing is made of, then it's not gonna go so well. Because if I do a normal like I hold it down, it's gonna be fine actually. But if I just do it rapidly like that, it's just gonna mess it up. That's gonna be real bad. So the only way I could rationally fix this, I tried a couple methods like this. This did not work very well. I do this, and it kind of extends it. But see, if I do it like really quickly, then it doesn't work very well. Wait, there we go. But if I do like a kind of small amount like that, it definitely extends it. But that doesn't work because, again, do it real quick, it freaks out. So this is the method I came up with. If I make the shoot, if the timer is on, which is connected to the this thing, the switch. So the timer goes into the switch, and it goes into an OR gate, and another thing that goes into the OR gate is this button. What will happen is, no matter how short I press this, it's going to give a consistent pulse length. I can have something like this hooked up to the switch, and it's going to, no matter how long I hold it for, it's going to give a consistent length. Unless I hold it for too long, but that can be fixed by first. This is complicated stuff, guys. This can be fixed by making it so it goes into one of these things first, and then I can put it into here, and then I may fix this. Then there's no way anything can happen. If I hold it down, it's going to give a consistent length. And if I press it really smallly, like if I press it really, really smallly, it's not going to do anything, actually, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But if I do it a moderate amount, it's going to, if I do it a moderate amount like that, it's going to give a consistent thing, right. So that's why there are spud guns here. That's like the only rational reason I had. So this is like the timer of the game. So like kind of like the frames, I guess. The how it moves. So it's everything is bound to this system. Nothing can happen. Almost nothing can happen if this right here is not on. This right here is. I'm so sorry if this seems really rushed to you. It is. I have an hour and a half to record and edit this before I'm going on a week-long vacation, and I do not want to have a 2-week gap in my video upload stuff. I cannot have that happen. So this is the ground. Basically, I have this thing here that detects if, like for instance, if this is on, which means that a player is in the cell, then it will check if this is on, which is the cell beneath it, and if ground is not here in the cell beneath it, then this will be on. This logic gate right here will be on. And if this logic gate is on, then it would mean that it will tell the machine that it needs to go down, that the player needs to be going down. So that's basically this section. Right here is the jumping. So I said earlier that nothing can happen outside of this mechanism, outside of the timer. Well, that's kind of not true. The jumping happens outside of it, purely because I don't know how to do it another way. Well, I don't know how to explain it, but there are timers here and a line, and if this timer's on, so that means like 12 ticks after jump has been pressed, it will tell the machine to go up. And then the next one, 12 ticks after that, it will tell it to go up again. The next one, nothing happens. The next one, it goes down. The next one, it goes down. The next one after that is just a buffer to make sure that nothing happens after the jumping, because I think in the past that has messed stuff up. What is this? I have forgotten what this is. This is oh, this is the controlling of the. No, that's not. What is this? Wait, it's this is over. I've been doing this over a long time, so I don't know. Yeah, this is useless. That's what it is. This doesn't matter because I try to make it so you can move when you jump. You can move like left and right when you jump. That did not work because everything is wrong in this world. So that didn't work, and there's just fragments of this that I don't need. I can actually just, to make my life easier, do that. It doesn't matter anymore. It's in black. I mean, it's in that's yes, this is black, guys. This is black now. It's in red. It doesn't matter anymore. So here is the enemy kind of stuff. So it's basically a copy of the player movement system, except the enemy cannot go down or up. So that kind of whole mechanism has been destroyed here. If like down is pressed and this is on, then it will turn this off and then this one on, which is basically how the whole thing works. Well, this one right here, if down is pressed, nothing happens. It doesn't even have a down like system. Like it doesn't even have a down input. So yeah, that's basically it for the movement kind of thing. But other than the fact that it has this logic gate here that makes it so it will go in, like right now it will be going in this direction until it hits a wall in this direction. So it will go in this direction until it hits a wall in this direction, and when it hits a wall in this direction, then it's going to switch directions, and then the next frame it's going to go in this direction until it hits a wall in this direction. So it's kind of like that. Makes it pretty pretty neat, if you know what I mean. And this is kind of the whole thing for that. There's a lot of hooking up I had to do with this. It was really annoying. And then right here, this detects if the enemy and the player are in the same cell. And if so, then it will make it so the player is dead. So this is, I think this is, wait, okay, I can actually see if where dead is. This is, if this is on, that means the player's alive. If this is on, it means they're dead, and the timer stops. See that? It's not doing it anymore. If the player's alive, then it keeps on going. This right here is winning. If the player wins, then the timer stops, because the game ended. You won. If it stops, then, I mean, if you haven't won, then the timer's gonna go. And I have these here, winning and losing. So, for instance, if I make it so the player won, then it's gonna show it as player winning. So that's pretty neat right there. What else? Right. So winning can happen if the player is in the same cell as the winning cell. So this right here would be the winning cell, because it has this yellow dot there. So I think now all that is left is to show you this working. So because of how I made this, you can make your own levels, and that's pretty cool. So I made some ground right here, and if you can see, there's the enemy right there. It's going back and forth. So that's neat. So how this works, you cannot have multiple enemies, and that is purely because it will break the game having multiple enemies, because their inputs will overlap, and I probably could make it so that didn't mess up the game, but it does. Here's like a cup kind of thing, and an enemy in the middle. So I need to make it so the player can get up. I'll just make there be like another line here, which the player can climb. The way the player mechanic thing works is that players can go through walls as long as it's in the horizontal direction, and I wanted that to happen because I wanted these cells to be kind of like platforms and not walls, so a player can jump through a platform up to another one, and they can go through a platform as well. So that is pretty rad, you know. I'm going to make there be a platform right here, and then I'm going to spawn in a player. And we can play the game now. Well, I can, because you're not, you don't exist. So my player's here, right here, walking around. They keep it might look kind of strange, because like you think the player would be like right here, right above the ground, but that's just how the cell works. I will address this situation later in the video, but first let's just play it. It kind of looks weird, but it works. I just realized that I put the platform in the wrong direction, so let me do that. There we go. That works now. So I need to make the player go up. and not get hit. What's happening now, it looks like, is that the enemy is hitting that wall right there, which I guess I should have thought about, because I just put a wall stopping the enemy from climbing. Okay, whatever. Still, no matter what, that's a win right there. We got the finish line, and that's a win. So if you want to see me do more stuff, make more stuff with like more levels, I guess, with this, and you can tell me if you want to see me expand this, and I could. If you want to see this on the Scrap Mechanic Workshop, then, well then, I must tell you that when I spawn this thing in, I'll show you right now actually. When I spawn this thing in, it will do that thing and freak out. So I need to, for every single NOR latch or whatever it's called, I still don't know. I must make it so I will hook it up in a way that it doesn't do this. So I could do that if I wanted to, if enough people told me to, but whatever. So now about the cell. The cell would work a lot better if I made it be like this, where there's something surrounding it to differentiate it from other cells. And so it would be like this. And you stood back a lot further. Because the cell needs to be able to show 4 different outputs, really. And if I do it like this, then it looks like a jumble. It's hurts my eyes. So I need to differentiate from other stuff and stand back, and I think that would work a lot better. Then you can say that, oh, red is on, nothing else is on. So I mean, our enemy is there. So I think that's gonna be it. I'll see you in another video, and if you liked this, if you liked that, this is like probably like a 8-minute video. I spent like a week and a half on it. If you're fine with that kind of stuff, tell me. I enjoyed making this. This was pretty cool. I can expand on this if wanted, and if it's wanted, but after this, I'm going to, again, be on a vacation, and after that vacation, I'm going to be making Conway's Game of Life in here, in Scrap Mechanic, so it's going to be a little bit before I take in what people want me to do. But anyways, see you in another video. Bye.